Good morning.
Hi, welcome. And Happy New Year, Laura.
Happy New Year. Yeah. How was last week without me? Did you have a lovely time?
We missed you a lot, but we did go for a very Laura topic. We talked about dreams and astral projection. So it still maintained the spirit of psychic brunch.
Yeah. Hashtag second breakfast.
Second breakfast. Did you miss the show during the festive season?
It went such a blur. It was I felt so discombobulated. I mean, I really like a bit of stopping, but actually it gets to be like you don't know where you are, doesn't it? Or what's going on. So actually getting that routine of the things that you love. I think it's the important thing of the new year to bring back the things that you love for your routine, not the things that maybe you don't love so much. So this is really nice to have things that we love back as our routine for the new year.
Absolutely. And I had a little about what I'd like for our topic to be today, but I also want to explain why beforehand. There's a lot going on in the glamorous world. There are people going down red carpets, wearing very expensive clothes that they never paid for, and there's a whole mystery surrounding, I think, like a whole part of society, and it trickles into the everyday life. So, and also the show The Traitors that I never watched for free, had started in the US and in the UK, and a lot of people are watching it and are trying to figure out who is a liar, who is telling the truth. How do people lie? How can you tell if people are dishonest? And it's something that I found had come up really a lot in readings just over the last couple of weeks, where very honest people go, I don't know, something is person and someone lies to you, you won't necessarily pick up on it straight away. You'll think, well, it's probably the truth because I always tell the truth, but it doesn't make any sense. And I feel like there's been such a strange vibe of manipulation and the truth coming to light, which is my favorite bit, the truth coming to light. And I was wondering if you'd be excited to talk about glamour today and how to whiff out, how to smoke out.
Whiff out sounds good. Whiffing out a bit of glamour.
Because glamour is skin deep. Whiffing out goes all the way.
Can we have that as a title for something?
Maybe that's your next book. When is your book coming out? Everybody, Laura's got a book coming out. When?
I think it should be autumn time, early autumn. Autumn.
I can't wait.
I'm thinking that might mean September. Or maybe October the latest, but I will keep you posted when we know any more. I've not actually finished it yet, but it's almost there. It's getting there.
That's really, really exciting. I've got a few comments coming up, but then I would love to know how you sniff out, a dishonesty.
Sniff the whiff.
Sniff the whiff, exactly. How do you sniff the whiff of dishonesty?
I brought it down to a non-glamorous topic in like 3 seconds.
It wasn't glamorous for long, so we'll never remember the moment. So Megan is saying, yay. Helen is saying, hi, lovely ladies. Hope this new year is treating you well. It was my birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Helen. Should we pull you a card for your birthday?
Let's do a birthday card. Yeah. Yes. A little guidance for the year ahead. And it's like smack bang between New Year and the Chinese New Year.
Ah, right.
Yeah. 29th. So it's between the 1st and the 29th. Yesterday was the 15th, her birthday.
Yes.
Oh, I had a jumper. I don't normally read jumpers, but I had a jumper.
Oh, well, I've got a fiery jumper. Well, not a jumper, but a fiery card as well. The ones all round.
Wow.
You want to go first with your?
Okay. So Helen, this is telling you that this year there's going to be quite a few new beginnings, and you're going to say to yourself, what do I choose? A new beginning around my education. Maybe I want to learn something new, or new beginning with work. I see you pulling in the direction graphics? Do you work with graphics? Maybe I want to change myself a little bit. And the answer is that if you want and if you pace yourself, a year is a long time. You can do all of those different things. And I feel like I don't even want to say as long as you pace yourself, you can do all of it. You can do all of it whether or not you pace yourself. But if you want to do it, without burning out, then, pace the start times and incorporate all those sort of new directions as you go, because this year is very exciting for you. So if you set your sights on anything, it'll magnetize itself to you. So what are your fires saying?
Yes, all the wands. We've got the Two of Wands from me, which again, this is not going to be a sit on the couch here for you. This is get up and yeah, the Two of Wands is something is awakening, some power that maybe has been latent to something you've been wanting to do that wasn't possible, maybe, because it feels like suddenly like now's the time I can do it. It feels like something shifted, allowing you to access your energy in a different way. So there are choices. The twos always represent doing it. That I kind of think with this, you could, like as Inbaal was saying, you could do both. I don't think there's anything stopping you. As it's an Aries card, and as an Aries, we don't choose. We generally try to do all the things. So yeah, but it feels like a balance of your something you've established already and something you want to move towards, and there's a path that seems to be maybe a choice happening at the moment of a direction. I don't think you have to choose now. You can actually enjoy doing a couple of things. You can really build that up, but I feel the more important thing is not so much what you're doing, it's how you're feeling about it and how that makes you feel and how that energy will lift you and drive you forward throughout the year. I think you remember that you're optimistic, that you can do these things, and maybe something that you thought you couldn't do becomes possible again, and that feels very exciting.
Let's do side by side. Let's hold them side by side so that Helen can take a screenshot. There we go. Screenshot your yearly reading. Oh yeah. No, I should actually arrange an attractive face. Let me see.
No, I wasn't. Always attractive. Always attractive. There we go.
Yay! There we go.
Your birthday cards.
Exciting. Megan says to Helen, happy belated birthday, happy birthday week. Colleen is saying good morning.
Ooh, the horse rescue.
May you're in the right place.
I mean,
Chat horses with Laura brings some joy.
That's a different show.
We had a topic. The topic is now abandoned. We are doing a show on horses and spiritual meanings of horses. I think we did that a little bit in the start, so we'll circle back. We'll recycle the topics, when we run out. Megan says, yeah, you are live. So we are now live on Facebook, on LinkedIn. I'm looking at the top of my screen. On YouTube, on Twitch, on Instagram. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you can send us messages from all of them except for Instagram. The Instagram ones don't appear to make it to like to the big system. Megan's sending hearts. Tor is saying hi.
Morning, Tor.
Helen says hi, Megan. What else have we got here? Ooh, we've got more. Megan is doing, what is it? Is it like a glove? Saying, hi, all excited to hear about the new book. Absolutely. The moment that like pre-orders are on.
Oh, yes.
You know what focused person I am. I would be devastated if I wasn't like the first person that on the button.
Yes, I will let everyone, as soon as I know. I just saw some of the, as I said before the show, I saw the first sort of draft of the cover and some inside spreads, and it looks really lovely. So it's really exciting.
And Aisha says hi. Starla says hello.
Morning.
Helen says, oh wow. Helen says, I was 73 yesterday. Are you the year of the dragon? Or wait, just on the cusp. Are you dragon or snake? Like both.
Two dragons.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because it's a big year. Because the Chinese horoscope, to anybody sort of joining in going, why would you say that? The Chinese horoscope goes every 12 years. So it's a big year for anybody ever who turns 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96. Happy birthday to anyone that's watching. And I'm really sort of fascinated with people that are born like between the new moon and the full moon? Is it the full moon and the new moon? Because the New Year period is a 2-week period. And I can't exactly figure out what happens to the people that are kind of in between, because I don't think you get a cusp in it, do you?
No. Oh, that's really interesting.
But between dragon and snake, like, you can't go wrong. She says, I was 73 yesterday in Inbaal. I know nothing about graphics, but open to a new start. 2024 was not a good year for me. Hopefully we'll flip that.
Well, this feels very Phoenix-like. Both cards you receive feel very Phoenix-like. So
yeah, very resurrecty. Yours was an Aries, and this one is Mars in Leo. So there's a lot of fire there. And
Mars and Aries and Mars and Leo. That's a lot of Mars, isn't it?
There's a lot of Mars, and it's really sort of Helen getting up, going, okay, 73 is exactly the time where I stop taking any garbage from anybody, and and sort of bursting out. Now I'm stepping into the true self. Bad year, I don't acknowledge you. Bad year, I refute you. Or something along those lines.
I like that.
Lisa Louise is saying good morning, lovely ladies.
Morning.
Sylvia is saying hi, ladies. Hi, morning, guys.
Sylvia.
Aisha says yes, never miss your live.
Thank you,
Bless you. We have a message from Megan, a question from Aisha, and then we're going to talk about whiffing out. I'm trying not to use the word liar just because I don't want to, so shall we just sort of say traitor, because that's kind of the word is trending. We're not going to get flagged up for that. So Megan says, lots of positive thoughts for the change and transformation in 2025. 2025 is the year of the snake. Shedding off the old skin, stepping into the new. So I love that change and transformation vibes.
Yes, beautiful.
Love it. Right. Aisha said, Zaid Mahboob's, Zaid Mahboob topic. What does he feel about our Saturday meeting? I feel very shy. Was that your first meeting, Aisha? What does
what does he? That one just wants to jump out. So
yeah, he's shy too.
Yeah.
What was that jumper there?
The lovers. There's a jumper.
Wow, I did not recognize that as the lovers. Wow.
Yeah.
Aren't they nice? Look at them.
So that's not a bad jumper, really, in this scenario.
Yeah. Because I've got that Zaid is also feeling shy, and he's not sure because he wasn't stepping up to make a move, and you were not stepping up to make a move, and he thinks, oh, look at the shape of your cup. Laura, hold your cup for a second.
Yes. We matched our jumpers as well, both ways.
Yeah.
The glamour is real.
Funny. Yay. But yeah, so he is not sure that you like him at all. Are you still talking? Are you still chatting? What have you got?
Yeah, so what I actually pulled out of this was very similar energy, because the 7 of Cups, so it's 8 of Cups, what you pulled, the 7 of Cups here, and then the 3 of Pentacles to make a 3. So yeah, there's a lot of confusion going around, and who does what, and what do I do, and does she want me? Do I do this? Is this right? So there's a lot of sort of confused energy in the air between the both of you, of course underpinned by our own insecurities, usually like, oh gosh, do they like me, is this okay, However, what is nice about this is about putting the groundwork in. First meetings can fill us all that confusion, but maybe this is just more of a slow build rather than expecting everything. I mean, you got the Lovers card, did jump out, just saying, but maybe it's more of just building confidence with both of you, within yourselves and with it. So it could take another couple of meetings before you feel like, okay, this feels more strong. So there is something here about really valuing yourself in this as well, and knowing you've got so much beauty and lovely energy to offer, and know that he's also feeling a little bit shy, and just taking that time and not projecting or worrying. I know it's very hard when you like someone, but trying to just be in that moment, be present, and build something genuine from the roots. And hopefully, whether it turns into a friendship or more, there does feel to be that both of you maybe have that in common, that you felt a bit emotionally confused. So it's a good, you're both coming from the same angle, at least as that.
Yeah. Oh, look, he came from far for the meetup. You're not chatting now. I've got to say, it might sound like a super toxic thing to say, but when I was like internet dating, the friend, that's like 20 years ago, when people, internet dating was, again, trying not to say sort of words that can get flagged up, but it would be people that try to unalive you, or, people looking for love in all the wrong places back then, before smartphones. But a friend said to me, you need to buffer. And it was the first time I'd heard that word. And she said, just so that if something doesn't work out that well face to face, so that you've got the next date to look forward to. So chat to a few people. You're only chatting, you're not going to get diseases from chatting. So chat to a few people. And even though I didn't chat to a lot of people, and I did sort of meet and fall in love with my husband, pretty much instantly, it was still really, really good advice. I know, 20 years ago.
I was still there. I was there. I remember.
You were literally there. Like,
I was literally there.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. Yeah, it was adorable. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't adorable. It was adorable, but also, like, real life. I don't want to put across the glamour and the traitor that it stays adorable, like, for 20 years. It does not. Real life is so gritty. But back then, the advice to chat to lots of people was such a great source of mental fortitude, because I thought, well, if it doesn't work out, it's fine. There's other people there. There's other people waiting to chat. So this is what I'm saying to Aisha. You can chat to other people. There's nothing indecent about chatting to other people, just so that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. We saw a lot of compatibility with Zaid. He's very cute. He came from far to see you. He was needing to travel back. She says, I'm extremely anxious. That's what I mean. That anxiety might be a little bit soothed if you had, if you felt as if you had other options, other ideas, other people admiring you. So just consider it.
And I always get told to not put eggs in one basket. And I'm like, well, those eggs have gone. Those ones over there. it's late. The eggs have gone.
It was honestly
always good to do.
Not just that it was the best advice, but it was, I had just like a couple of pieces of advice at the time. And they were just so useful. So I had a housemate at the time. And she used to present a dating show. Like, what are the odds that you'd share a house exactly at that time with somebody that presents a dating show? And she said, she always says to the people watching dating show, don't take a date as such an intense thing. It's not a proposal. It's just a fun coffee with a fun person where you're having a nice time. And that was so helpful, because I've never dated before. I was wild. I never dated before. So I didn't know how to approach a date. Like my date with my husband was one of my first dates ever. So having that advice was incredible. And then the girl that said to me to buffer, she used to write for Cosmopolitan. Now, I follow advice from Cosmopolitan magazine, wherever it may meet me. Dentist waiting room. Do you know what I mean? Navigating a tricky moment with my intestines. When the advice comes, I'll take it. So to have somebody give me Cosmopolitan advice face to face, I was like, I'm not giving up. And she was actually the one that sort of sent me online. She was like, yeah, all the best guys are online. I was like, okay, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go and obtain one of those. And you can hear I'm talking about it now. It's Laura says hi. Hello. Bye. But yeah, the fact that those two little pieces of advice came at me from people who I could like really support exactly on the topic and who I had access to was, to me, sort of such an interesting like intersection of coincidences.
No, I like that. And I think, like for you, Aisha, as well, anything, because we all have those things. We all either get anxious or we all have those things, especially when it comes to relationships. But having somebody around or someone you can access that kind of just takes you out of that little bit and shows you a different perspective can be really helpful to stop us getting in our heads. Because I'm the queen of that as well, fear not. But sometimes when you kind of go, oh, actually, life's like that as well, or I could maybe try that. It just gives you a little bit of okay, I'm getting out of the anxious zone and seeing the flow of life. And we all know that things work out easier when we're in that flow rather than we're in that space of and it's hard when you're in it, but actually getting that support, anyone from Cosmopolitan to speaking to someone or whatever, just giving you a bit of space to breathe and see things a bit differently, and also that we all do it, and I'm sure in his own way he's doing it as well. So
yeah. Oh my goodness, look, we've got an unbelievable message from Aisha. So we've got the anxiety here at the bottom of the screen, and then we have this. He had told my parents he liked me already.
Wow, that'd be
not bad. That's not bad. It's a great start. Do you know what it takes?
So we had that one jumping out for good reason.
Yeah.
He's already spoken to the parents.
Yeah, there we go. And she says, I feel he is cool. I don't know if like running to the bad way. Yeah. Running to the parents to confess undying love is not exactly cool, but it's really, really nice. So yeah, this is incredible. And Taurus saying, I'm heeding this chat for a few advice too. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. And my roommate says, random internet dating dude, join the chat.
I almost spat my tea on the screen.
Would have been appropriate. Would have been exactly the thing to do. So we're going to have a little chit chat about how things are not always as they seem. And I feel like Aisha's input has really sort of added a very strong angle to it. So how do you spot out? How do you whiff out a traitor?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'm terrible at it because I'm having to learn the hard way, I think. And obviously, taking about 40 odd years to work it out, that you do judge that it's not right to judge people how you would treat people. And so if someone's very convincing and seems to be open and they're saying something, you go, great, yeah. And then there's nothing in me then goes, they were making it up, until even when you get a few red flags, you go, no, but they said that. And they've been really nice in that way. And it's taken me so long to go, the red flags were there from the start, Laura. You took the one thing they said and ignored the other things, because so it's a real naivety, I think, and a real sense of, well, if you don't think like that yourself, it's really hard. You don't really want to think about, but it is important to be aware and to have a few checklists in your mind when dealing with people, because it can save a lot of pain and a lot of months or years of heartache, realizing that you're right at the very beginning, they told you exactly who they were.
Yeah. And that applies, I think, a lot to dating, where the ideal is to narrow things down to like one person, and then all your eggs are in one basket. But you know what I find with friendships? So I love change. I love transformation. So I'll sort of find myself, every 10, 20 years in a new place, having to make new friends, having to assess a whole new society of people. And sometimes the people that welcome you in and are lovely right from the start are exactly the ones that are raving psychos and will drag you down with them if you're if you become good friends. And I have this real distaste for drama. So if somebody sort of comes and starts gossiping about somebody else, you can be minimum 100% sure that they're also gossiping behind your back. And that's something that I really had to learn the hard way, because the people that love drama also try to appeal to to not mercy, what's the right word for it, to your empathy. People that like drama will be like, oh, everything is really, really hard for me and I don't know how to solve. So obviously you roll your sleeves up, you're like, let's solve it together. I'm sure I can help. Let's see, let's think of practical guidance, let's think of spiritual guidance. And then the drama sort of carries on. And I think a moment, a moment sort of spent holding back and going, wait, why are we focusing on problems and not solutions? I think for me, that really sort of helps smoke out somebody who will always have drama sort of buzzing around them. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And if it's the first thing they kind of bring to you, it's a bit like a boundary thing, isn't it? Like, well, you just come in straight away and dumped all your problems on me. And it's just like, okay. And then it's hard to change that friendship. It's then that's what it is. Like, okay, I'm the person that helps. And then it's, again, if there's an empath, it's our job sometimes to do that as well. So it's good for us to learn the boundary of, hold on, it's not my job to sort this out. Okay, this is, it's a lot of learning.
It is a lot of learning. It's a lot of learning. And, my dad is a Virgo. And Virgos are like so sensible with that. And there was a time, like I was in my 20s, and I was telling him some drama, and he was like, people lie. And I was like, what? Why? What? Lying is so exhausting. It's such hassle. Why? And it had never occurred to me. I was about 26, 27. And somebody had said that they heard a rumor about people that I worked in a psychic community with. And I was like, oh, it's very funny because it's people I know really, really well. And I really don't think it's true. They said something like they're not really psychic, which, is self-evident in the work. These people are really psychic. These people rang me up and said, is your mom all right when she went in hospital? There's signs, signs of that. Anyway, so I said to my dad, oh, yeah, it was somebody I barely knew. And he was like, yeah, I think they're lying. And it never occurred to me. And it's something that I try to impress upon people, like us that think, why would they lie? I try to sort of to just float it as an idea. Maybe it's not true. Maybe.
Yeah. Because you can't imagine why someone would sit around and think of what they could do to, there's so many things you can do in life and that you choose to use that time to go, how can I mess this situation up? Or how can I start something that, it's like, why? It's still, even though I accept it happens, I still go, but why?
Why? Why don't you try knitting? Knitting is so soothing. It's so much better. So many. Volunteer with animals. Animals are very nice.
Yeah.
Animals don't mind if you cause drama. Who's a fussy boy?
Anything, and they'll just go, whatever.
Yeah. So many directions you can take your life. Or maybe go with another person who also likes drama.
Yeah.
Do it with each other. Do it with yourselves. Leave me out of this. A friend yesterday messaged me with like loads of social media posts from somebody who is having a hard time at the moment. And he was like, oh, they're saying all of those things about somebody else. And I was like, stop. Have you forgotten that this is somebody I've never met? I don't have opinions about them. I don't care if they put this on social media. They're doing it for attention. And me, I'm full up. I'm full up. No attention for the drama. So Tor is saying exactly what we're saying. I think as psychics too, we want to see the best in people and for people. We're in a sort of helping and honesty professions. The idea of something being a traitor is alien. Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
But I think if we don't acknowledge it, we're ending up damaging ourselves, aren't we? We have to acknowledge that is, is alien, but we have to acknowledge it because otherwise you give up on a job then because you feel so hurt by it. You end up just going, oh, I don't want to do it. But actually, people will be that, but that's not the majority. And keeping your high energy and your loving spirit, but also just acknowledging and that checklist. Some people are going to be full of the.
Yeah. And, it's so disappointing when it comes like from your own community, from people that you think are like-minded or share history together. And you're like, how could you? You had all the opportunities, but some people do, some people are. And oh my goodness. Right. So first of all, we have practical advice there from Megan, but there's also a beautiful message from Sylvia that absolutely blew my mind. I'm going to put that in a second. So Megan says, for me, it's the face. The face is smiling, but the eyes aren't. That's a red flag. Huge. Do this.
Yeah. When you notice that, you're like, oh, it's creepy. When you notice it, I was dating a guy and he was an absolute nightmare. And when you notice the slightly psychotic things and, you know, with like that, you just kind of go, oh gosh, what is going on?
Yeah. There's actually a real interesting thing that when people agree with themselves, they'll nod as they talk. And when people are disagreeing with themselves, they'll shake their head from side to side. And when you pick up on it, it's so bonkers because you don't realize you're doing it. So yeah, Sylvia says something really gorgeous here. It really blew my mind. If I could put it on the entire screen, let me see. Can I put it on the entire screen? I don't know how to move things. But she says, every person is worthy of light and we are sending that light out. Absolutely. And you know what? Even people who are misguided in any kind of way deserve the light, deserve the empathy. Sometimes not so much the attention, but certainly the energy and the healing. You're not looking super convinced, Laura, but I've definitely seen you.
No, I totally agree.
Seen you sending love to, you know, to people that.
No, I'm not. But it's a long time of the month for that. But I do agree. But I totally agree, Sylvia. And it's such an interesting topic because everybody does. And the fact on a bigger level, you know, people are only acting like that because of their own damage, their own wounding. And seeing that light. And also on a very practical level, we need to have healthy boundaries. That means we don't get dragged into that drama. So it is, you can't, I think it's not healthy, but it might be the best to be sort of just sending out light and then just being sucked into everybody's. It's having a safe, strong space to be from, which takes a lot of realization of what's actually going on. And from that strong place, you can choose to go, okay, I'm still going to send you light. So I think we can get dragged into so many situations which aren't good for us if we don't have that sense of self and that sense of clarity of what's okay and what's not okay for us. But that does not mean for 1 second that we just go, well, they're, you know, sending light, because hurt people. And so it could become a bit of a knock-on effect if we don't say, okay, let's just forgive that person, let's give them kindness, but also protecting ourselves, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Megan says, yes, I believe you can withdraw from someone with love. Absolutely. You can send the light from behind a beautiful boundary.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think when we do this work, then for the duration of the reading, you are so on the person's side. You heal them as you read for them, and you really want for them to succeed. And then they'll come up with something like, oh, you know, but I did cheat on him.
You're like, oh,
okay, that's okay, but that's in the past. Let's move on.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a reading is a chance to be given that space where you get to have that healing and receive it, or to receive that light or that vision of your life, and not just in the past, but where you can go. So, but it is, we're all human, and we all act like nitwits. I've also acted like plenty of nitwits over my life, just because you're just learning. So I don't want to sit here going, okay, I'm so perfect. Quite the opposite. But it's a bit of I try not to look at people like, are you lying, are you not? But you just hear so much stuff that it makes you have to do a bit of self-defense in that way.
Yeah, that's it, because there'll be nothing left to be healing others with if we use up our entire energy in uplifting people that are, you know, quite honestly letting themselves down. And lying is just so basic, isn't it? Lying is at the heart of cheating. Lying is at the heart of mis-selling. Like every kind of wrong avenue starts with a single lie. And I've got a really interesting message here. I'd love to hear more. So Spawn 23, I'll be honest, when I saw your name in all caps with the number, I sort of thought, no, very, very good message. Spawn 23 says, no matter what life throws at you, always keep your vibration at 528 hertz. I know that's something that that is totally Googleable, but it's a certain you do music. You're a musician. Is that like a soothing, or?
I don't know about the hertz though. I mean, I know that some things, that with like shamanic journey, it lifts your brain to different, you know, sounds. It lifts your energy for journeying. So there's different lifting for different vibrations. So
amazing. Definitely looking that up.
It's great.
saying always be the light in the darkness. I think that's really, really beautiful because, you know, we do try to be a light in the world as much as possible, you know, and Tor is saying we all act like nitwits.
Should be on a mug. I think it should be. I might have that as a mug, as a t-shirt. It was like nitwits.
Yeah. But I know that for me, sort of one of my biggest failures and successes is my impatience. And I will sort of say or do something really impatient. And, you know, the other voice is saying to me at the same time, boy, you're being super unenlightened at the moment. And I say to the voice, I know, but I'm living on 4 hours sleep a night. So I'm really, really sorry for the impatience. And I really would love to live the kind of life where impatience wasn't. But that is unfortunately my nitwit thing.
You'd also like to live 8 to 10 hours sleep as well, wouldn't you? And that would be also ideal, you know. That
would be incredible. That would be, can you imagine like what my cognitive abilities would be on full sleep?
You might be levitating right now. I think you just
there'd be a buzz around. Sean says, Hertz, just beware of brown note frequencies. I'm going to take that
is on it today.
Very good. Why don't we raise the energy a little bit with a question from Tor? Well, I say raise the energy a little bit, lower it a little bit in other ways, saying, is it okay to ask questions? There's a new boy. Yes, of course it's okay. It's recommended. There's a new boy. If it's okay, a card, please. I don't want to know all the
boys. Let's have a look.
That's okay. Let's see what we have for you with a boy.
There's a new boy. Okay, don't know.
Yet another angel coming as a messenger. Oh, but really, but when they come as messengers, they come and they go. Ooh.
Well, we've got
what's in that tree? What is that black hole in the tree? I'm very curious.
It's a very bizarre depiction of the two of. I like this deck a lot, and it's a dear friend that made them. However, the Two of Pentacles being a baby in a tree always freaks me out a little bit. And then in the tree, it's like an umbilical cord making a spiral. So it's really cool. It's just sometimes people like. But what I feel with this person, and your choice is how you respond to that. Because there is a back and forth feeling. There is a, do I want to go here or not? Do I want to be responsible? Do I not? Do I want to move this? The juggling aspect of the Two of Pentacles, which we know very well, but it comes up with responsibility and how much energy, like we said earlier, do you put into somebody new? Again, I am the worst person to do this, but it's what's coming up here is like, how much energy do we put into someone new? Maybe it's good to bring a bit of energy back for ourselves and not give them all. Because there could be a bit of back and forth. And I said, how you deal with it is an interesting thing, because if you want a challenge to make this work, because it might be a bit of a challenge, is that a distance thing? Then the Seven of Pentacles is persistence. You know, they just have a lot of reasons why a relationship might not be the best for them at this time. But there's an up and down. So you've got the choices, the chances either way. There is something there. It feels lovely in many, many ways. And it feels beautiful and fun and joyful and light. And also for long term, there could be just those hitches or those issues that you work out whether you feel you want to make the effort for that or not. But not today. Just give yourself that space to observe and to enjoy.
Yeah. So really, really the same here. It's showing that he is an angel. He's stepping into your life for a very important reason to help you discover your own inner powers, your own resilience, but not like in a bad way. Not like he's teaching you how to be strong because everything is going to be explosive. Not like that. But I feel like there are things that he knows, understands, and does that you'll suddenly have this flex and you'll be like, oh, wait, me too. And so it's somebody who's kind of opening a door for you. But it says that then the choice will be more in the direction of friendship, maybe even a sort of business partnership. Whereas with the love, this person is just not equipped to offer what would be ideal for your tender and unique heart. So it's really, really gorgeous. I don't know that it's love. Sorry to be so blunt. We have some love info though, because Spawn is saying
Thank you.
528 hertz is the love frequency and is also used to heal.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know why I put a card for that, but I did. I don't know why I did.
Oh, yeah,
it's nice that kind of that sense of restoration. That's what it feels to bring restoration and healing. So yes, yay, thank you.
Yay, amazing.
Oh no, Sean's gonna have a comedy spot with us now, isn't he? Sean's gonna have his little comedy spot on the show, which I'm totally all for, by the way.
This is like his lunch hour, so I don't know if if we should reschedule the show for when he's busier.
Oh, I think we should definitely have Sean as a comedy hour.
He's pitched the idea that he might be like on the screen with us, but see, because we could put him,
we could fit him in. I'm just saying we could. I'm I'm up for it.
Okay. So we have one in favor, one against. So Anna's saying, hello, Inbaal, how are you? I'm great. Can I ask some questions? Absolutely. In the meantime, we have Megan saying, if I'm allowed to ask a question as well. Absolutely. Everybody, you're very, very welcome to ask questions. If I'm allowed to ask a question as well, am I on the right path with my son's education? Considering changing schools, no bad comments for me, just looking for the best for him.
Of course you can. Let's have a look and see. Are you on the right path
with your son's education?
Okay.
So I thought I'll sort of stick with that one question, but I'm also looking at... I
pulled a zillion cards as well.
Whether to change schools. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's an answer. And then I thought, no, if I was asking that, I would want to know this as well. Do you want to go?
Yeah, I've got a lot, but you're better at looking at this one. But the first one I got was, of course, so you've got the moon card, which is lovely, tuning in, wanting to know what's the best outcome, feeling into it. But like all the school options, like giving you the 8 of Swords energy, like, is this school better? Is that school better? Do we do that? Like, it feels like the thoughts about it seem to be wrapping you up in a bit of a knot because there's so many pros and cons. If would it be happier there? And it feels like when I actually pulled about actually changing schools, we got actually maybe none of the schools that you're looking at so far, or there's nothing maybe come up, to be a shining light of what you would like, because I do get you finding the right school for him. I don't know what the timing is on this. I don't know when you have to do it by. I'm not sure, but there seems to be something a little bit further down the line, which it feels like not putting too much pressure on yourself to make that decision. Again, I don't know the timing, but the pressure of the mind seems a lot. But then you have this feeling of suddenly whoosh, and it might be a different place than you're expecting. It might be something you haven't looked yet, or a bit out of the, and I don't want you to say out of your way. I don't want you to be a long way away, but it just feels it's something a little bit different to maybe what you were originally thinking. But an idea comes up that feels really, really happy. So I do feel that there is a change for him. It does feel good, but don't worry if right now things feel a bit intense, because I do feel there's either some news coming in, an opportunity, or suddenly the things open up and you can see a different place. But yeah, there's something that feels a bit stuck for now, and it might take a different way of thinking to get out of it, if that makes sense. I'll pass you on to Inbaal.
Because I'm so pleased that you said happy, because there's literally the happiness card there, right? And it says, so initially I said, are you on the right path with your son's education? And it was such a straightforward yes, you absolutely are, because in your mind, the whole time you're prioritizing his happiness. And that's the most important thing. He could do a degree when he's 30. He can do a degree after he's traveled. He can take a break, whatever works. Everybody reaches the end of their education life at the exact moment that is right for that specific individual person. So your focus on whether he's happy or not is
so lovely,
is the correct focus. And you're saying to yourself, should I be pushing him more, or should I put him somewhere, in a school where there's like better opportunities, where there's like a higher standard of education? No, honestly, I went to, I don't want to say like a rough school, but like super ordinary. One of my classmates is a tutor, like a teacher in MIT in Massachusetts. So I'm just saying anybody can get to where they're going from where they're starting. So your focus on happiness is so important. You're really sensitive. You've got your finger on the pulse. so that if he's like a little bit off his food, you immediately take note of it and you're like, is it the school? Is it not the school? And if I were to like plug into your brain, you have got an encyclopedia of knowledge of exactly like his internal processes and so on. So you are super on the right path. However, as I got the yes there, I was like, wait, no, because the question really is about the school. You know, the right path is sort of more so specifically about the school. Exactly as Laura said, right now is not the time to change schools. But I think what we were trying to sort of get our finger on, because these are two financial cards, one very strong, one very not strong, is the question on your mind more like, should he be in a posher school? Would that give him better opportunities? Is this really the question? Because it says definitely no changes are needed right now. But further down the line, and more like when he's decided what he wants to do, has he got some talents around like medical stuff? Is he interested in the human body and so on? And so if he wants to be, you know, I don't want to say definitely doctor, but like, you know, doctor, dentist, radiologist, something, you know, something with human bodies, dancer, then he will guide you towards a school that would better prepare him for something like that. So there are changes in the future, but they're really not urgent. They're really not for now. And they're, like Laura said, they're different to what you're, you know, to what you're thinking. So I really hope that helped.
Yeah, and I definitely want to agree that you're doing the absolute best and not to ever analyze that you're not, because it just feels like, what you were saying. The eight of swords might be a bit more like, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Yes. In your heart, it's all good.
yeah, you're doing great. Anne says, you pulled a couple of cards for me recently about the man I'm interested. He is abroad. Sometimes that's best. But the issue is we have almost no communication now. Is he interested in me, or maybe he's involved with someone else? Will he choose me, be together, or someone else? Let's see if he chooses you and if you choose him at all. You know, why he gets to decide who.
Yeah, why don't you choose? Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look. Okay. I'm going to pull a card for you as well. I think you need some choices as well here.
That's actually true.
I dropped one. I'm going to get it off the floor. You go first.
Let me jump in. You were sensing that there is somebody around him, and I feel like there is somebody around in that he's kind of taking advantage of the distance situation because he thinks, well, who's going to know? Who's going to find out? And I don't feel like he thinks that this is dishonest in any way, really on topic. He doesn't think that this is like, you know, a huge deal, because he's like, well, you know, I'm just flirting with somebody that's here, and at the same time maybe kind of building a relationship with somebody who's not here. What's the big deal? So I feel like what you're sensing is correct, and even though his intentions towards you are pure, his conduct is iffy. His conduct is a little bit so. So I've got to tell you, I'm not super happy with him. He is interested. You are interested. But at the same time, his mentality and his actions don't reflect that. So we're going to judge him by his intention or by his action. I don't know. What have you got there, Laura?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking... he will be back in your life. The passion is there, the interest is there, but I think this back and forth thing might be a bit of a pattern where suddenly you'll be in contact, you'll be like, oh, okay, great, we're back in contact. Or maybe you'll be like, wait a minute, what have I thought about you? Might, you know, what's going on? And then the Eight of Cups again. So it feels like you might get a bit of whiplash, like, oh, this looks great. Where, what? And I do feel like if you see each other, it could be, you know, be a good, you know, there'd be a passionate energy. But you deserve better. It's not, maybe so. I think so. I mean, everyone deserves the best. But if you love him and you want this to happen, then, you could make it happen. But I just feel like there is a little bit of a hole here in how he's behaving. There's a little bit of a gap. And I think that he'll be very passionate and he'll be very, I was off somewhere else. And then it's the back again. And it's just a lot of energy we waste on thinking about things like that sometimes, isn't it? There's joy and there's also a bit of ouch. So it just feels like you deserve to feel loved and nourished and good. You deserve that attention. And this person at the moment isn't carved out for giving that. They are passionate about you. They want you, but they also are not that forward striving to make it so. So if you really wanted it, you could make it so. But I think just give it time and let this person show you who they truly are. And then you can judge whether they are worth your time.
Amazing. When I was younger and, much singler, I used to hate it when people said to me, you deserve better. Now it's like,
oh God, me
motto.
too. I'd be like, you patronizing so-and-so. I love this person. I was like, no, man. Oh, they were so right. Yes.
Yeah.
We put people up on pedestals and then we put ourselves down there. And so it takes them to go, you know what, you do deserve to be up there as well. And it's easy and we love someone or adore someone for them to be up there and us here. But actually, when we look at the behavior, we go, oh no, that was maybe not so amazing.
Yeah, that was, bang on, right on the money. I had a psychic friend, but like I said, didn't know each other really, really well. Just yell at me. Like how, so I can't even do the accent, but she was like from northeast London, and she was like, how a beautiful girl like you with an ugly man like that, and I was like, how dare you, who she said that about.
I know, and it's not Mr. Comedian on the decks today. We know exactly who we talked about.
Definitely not. You could hear the psychic community sigh a collective sigh of relief when they first met him, after like what was before. But I was so hurt on his behalf, and I was really sort of incensed with her. How can you be so judgmental of people? You know what, babe, sometimes when you're trying to narrow down the whole world to just like one person, it'll be a special person, a little bit of judgment has to come in, a little bit of figuring things out. It's in your favorites for you.
Wrong.
Dora says, love getting dual screen readings from you. Makes me feel 12 again.
Makes me feel 95 when people say that.
Sean says, don't threaten me with a good time. That is later. Right? The working from home joy. So we've got a couple more questions and we're really starting to run out of time. So let me tell you what we have coming up. So we've got a question from Sylvia and a question from Lucienne, and that will be the end of our questions for today. So Lucienne says, hi, lovelies. My health is difficult once again. Any advice on staying sane and resolving things? Lots of healing. Much healing from heart to heart.
Okay, right then, my darling. Difficult once again. Ooh, good sound effects though.
Yeah, no, it's and face effects as well. Mm-hmm.
You can't hide them. So you're gonna go. You can't hide those effects. It's like, oh, this is love, So I just pulled the cards. Any advice on staying sane and resolving things? So you've got the ace, and then there's two major. So the ace of swords for staying sane, which is very good, but also for resolving things. We've got the Hierophant or the Elder in this, and the Star. So the feeling I get with this, I know I've got a few minutes, and it's like a big thing to say, but there could be some, obviously. Of course, finding something that keeps you sane is the key. But maybe there could be some news or a new way of thinking or a new opportunity. There's something you're going to hear about, which might be work for you, or it feels like an idea, or you're getting the referral or the contact, the communication that might be supporting you. And there's something about feeling supported and feeling like it gives your mind a real break, because it's always like striving to find the answer, is trying to find what's wrong or how to heal. And there seems to be something that gives you peace, or some communication. And because we've got the Hierophant and the Elder, I feel like it does feel some kind of treatment or some kind of structure that is supporting you. Bring in the star card, which is your lovely, beautiful, shining heart and soul. So I do think there is news about something, whether it's a treatment or an opportunity or a sense of healing, that does bring you more absolute peace. And we haven't got much time here, so I'll just pass you over to Inbaal. That's what we're going on all day.
No, it's going to blow your mind, because you had a metal blade and then two very, very stable majors. Yeah. And I thought I'll just take one, because this is such a specific question. You know, it should be resolved with just sort of one really, really strong one. And that's exactly what I've got, a metal blade that's really, really stable. So I echo exactly what Laura said. There could be, other side, there could be, so here it's actually the adjustment card, but it has a real Ace of Swords vibe, doesn't it?
You've got wings on, like she's got wings, and then there's
incredible.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. And so symmetrical as well. So there are changes. There is progress from the health perspective as well. It says that obviously the calmer you stay, the better it is for you. So you're asking about sanity, but the message is about so much more than just keeping your mentality on point. It shows that there is something, maybe a little invasive, that could help things in a really tangible way, and that it's all got to be very, very delicate, maybe a little keyhole, all got to be really, really delicate. But there are super brains that work on solutions for things exactly like what you're experiencing. Just hear them out, is all I'm saying. Just hear them out, see if it suits you, see if it feels aligned, because new possibilities are very much there. And even if the words used around them are like new, experimental, you're not the first person they're experimenting on. So experimental stuff stays experimental for like years, sometimes decades. Yeah. Have a listen, see what they want to say.
Yeah.
And also anyone that's got a little bit of spare energy, you want to send some
Lucienne. Yes,
Lucienne. Yeah,
absolutely.
We've got the and I love how I can feel how you're receiving the energy, and it's in a rainbow.
Yeah, that's Lucienne. Yes,
that's beautiful. I see her like tidying the energy, like, you know, okay, this is a little bit of red energy, I'll put it on this side, this is a little bit of green energy, I'll put it here, and you know, and it'll kind of drip feed when it needs to. That's really, really beautiful. Now we've got one question from Sylvia and a whole bunch of messages. So I'm actually, Sylvia, I'm not forgetting you. I'm going to go through all the messages and then go back to your question. So Tor says, I'm in favor too. It's been so long since that was said that the context is.
I think it's. Oh no! Don't forget that's of Sean's little segment.
Oh,
that's agreeing to. I'm not forgetting that.
Hey, look who is campaign head now.
I could live to regret this, couldn't I?
Megan, no, regret will only be me. Megan says, thanks very much. That makes sense. Might not have an answer for a few months, so that's with the school. Megan says, I appreciate you both very much. Oh, thank you. Appreciate you. Anne is saying, at this moment, it's his choice. We are not in the commitment. He has freedom. It's okay with me. I let him decide. As I am too far away.
Just be kind to you, Anna. Give yourself good things. Yes.
I can date others here too. Very good. Good. How long time? I gave him several months already. How soon this situation can be decided? He is not a player. He is honest with me. So I'll tell you, the one that came for you was a Leo card.
Yeah,
so
I got August. Absolutely. Yeah,
August.
So, at least when things are hot. I mean, you might be in a hotter country than here, but I kind of felt when the sun is shining, it feels like a Leo vibe of warmth and heat. So that feels things being very resolved by that point. So.
Amazing. So time of Leo. Isa, are you back in the UK? You're still in Bahrain? Hey, saying hi, Inbaal and Laura. I've started practicing my affirmation to find someone offline. I love that. And you know what? don't hold back. If you have like a little stack of affirmations,
If you have
such
some love
as, you
oil,
know, also, where's mine? I've actually got 2 love oils there. They're going in the post today.
so good.
But, you know, I am on my way to find a community. Wonderful people are coming into my life. Like, stack them up so that you get people and person and people of different interests coming in through multiple affirmations.
So
Luke
lovely.
is saying, good morning, ladies. It's nice to meet you.
Morning.
Great to have
Thank
you
very
here,
much.
Luke.
Morning.
Anne says he cut communication as he can't decide now. Anne says, thank you, ladies. Andrew says, oh, I just got on. Hello, all from Sydney. Hello.
Morning.
If you switch on notifications, you will never miss us. Lucienne says, thank you so much. Sylvia says, no worries, lovelies. If there is no time, it's not a problem.
No, we are getting your question done.
Yeah, we're doing it. You send the message, you can't unsend it now. It is lovely to see you both giving such beautiful messages to others and to you.
You're getting on.
And Guy is saying good morning from Canada.
Morning.
That brings us to Sylvia's message.
Yes.
Look at that. Oh. So she says, I would appreciate a card, please. I feel so incredibly powerful. Laura knows I have been through stuff, and I wonder if that power comes from what I have been gone through and are at the end of it now. I feel like exploding in a good way, of course. Maybe there is something new about to arise for me.
I love this question. We're definitely ending on this one.
Yeah, very exciting.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes. You're definitely going to explode in a good way. Look at that.
Wow. Look at that. Is that an emperor?
It's the Ace of Wands.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But I'll just go the rest of the ones I've got.
Standing tall.
And then you've got the World next to it. So there are a couple of cards that are not quite so, that are just saying that you're cutting some ties, maybe. So a bit of clearing and cleansing does feel good. And I really get that, because what I feel is very much just stepping into a new era. And that era is that power. And so you're going to have to learn how to channel that power, because it ain't going away. So it's like channeling it, because you've come through that phase and you're flying into a new area where the World card, new doors are opening for you. You're creating new doors. It just feels like this is the new you. And also, there may just be some people that don't quite get that, or that are from that past or from that chapter or situation, which kind of, and it feels like, not to let that hurt you too much, that still might be a thing, because they may not be pleased for you as they should be, or whatever, because they can't, because they're still stuck. But you shine the light to other people. This is your soul path. This is where you're going. You're opening doors. There's creativity. There's magic. There's you being out there in ways you never even imagined. And that will heal and help so many people, including yourself. I'll pass you over to.
I think that's exactly what the transformation is, that it's in the field of healing, but not in the field of healing, in the embodiment of healing, because it says that, right, first of all, while that power goes into every cell in your body, you will need to stand still for a little bit, just so that it goes around evenly and that you assimilate it and you learn to be this powerful being. But then it looks like you're going to find people who haven't healed, wanting to drink up this power. And you've got to divide it into friends who get it and clients who get it as part of an exchange. And it says that you'll struggle to find people who you can talk to about it. So I don't know if you just don't have a community that understands exactly who you are. I mean, that's what online communities are for, right? But I've got to tell you, the power is there. You are so strong. There's something about you that has this sort of communication with the animals that is extraordinary, and they can tell straight away. They're magnetized to you. But with great power comes, a whole parade of, a whole parade of people who could use that power for themselves, and they will make themselves very known. So with that power, learn to develop those boundaries that we talked about in the beginning, so that you get to keep that also to yourself. That's beautiful.
So it isn't it when you move up a level of something, it's like I kind of really feel where we're going to go, but I just feel like you moving through this level, it's like something has to break to get there. And not you've done the breaking. I don't mean, it's almost like people that are holding you in place, or situations that are trying to hold you in place. They got to go or move, not necessarily go, but they have to change to facilitate that. So if people are trying to hold you in place, it's going to be really clear that they're not quite, supporting you.
Yeah,
I will be quiet now. We've gone on far too long, haven't we?
no, but if other people are not there, then then they're just not. It doesn't make them better or worse. It's just sort of not the moment of being in union with those people. Andrew very sweetly says thank you for the shout out. And Lita's got up and said good morning, beautiful souls. Mwah, morning to you. And she's kindly reminding everyone, thanks for joining us. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes.
Fabulous. Yeah. Sylvia very kindly says, thank you, Laura and Inbaal. You both are gems. Thank you.
Too.
And Tor says, amazing show, flew by. Not just flew by. It flew past. It flew right past the finish time, and and here we are. And Spawn with a megahertz says, thank you both for the live chat, sending blessings, love and light to all. And Lucienne says, bless you both. Right, amazing. What are you up to for the rest of the day, Laura?
I've got some work to do, but I'll be doing some writing as well. It's a lovely day, but I think I'll be to the screen today.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go for a run now that the snow has melted. It'll be much quicker. But I've got a couple of articles to proofread and submit, quick video to film, and then I had like 3-4 days with so many deadlines that I said yes to. Sure, I can fit it in. And then it turned out that the day only has 24 hours. So I know who designed that. That is such a design flaw. You know what? If you've got your campaigning hat on, let's go for the 36-hour day. Then you've got some time to chill out afterwards.
Yeah.
So I've got loads of work. I've got to run. But hopefully, I also have an early night. Oh, yes. I know.
The dream.
The excitement. It really is the dream. And I've got kind of a worky weekend, but also I'm really, really hoping to, to chill out and enjoy a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, everybody, for joining us.
That's a heart. That's a weird. What is that?
I don't know if it's glasses.
Yeah. I just blow kisses.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to see you again, both of us, same time next week. Or you can catch up with me at 9 a.m. on Monday with Tor on our Predict the Week weekly show as well. Have an amazing time. Thank you so much.
See you soon. Bye.